Okay, so before starting the course, I'll make it clear like we are doing Solution Architect Associate. Okay, we would
Yep.
be completely focusing on AWS services. I have already shared you must have already put the course outline. Okay, so are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see now.
So if I ask you what is the cloud computing, like how would you explain it? Like what would be your uh, in the defined way, if I ask you to explain it, how would you like to present it?
To very simply put it, right? So for me, cloud computing is a way of having any services, web services, right? It might be storage, it might be something else hosted in a cloud, right? And this is very in very simple terms, right? And well, I can say this. Yeah, and we have different services, right? Like we have servers, we have databases, networking, software, analytics, like any services that has to do with IT, right? Hosted in a cloud is what cloud computing for me. Just correct me if I'm not right.
No, you are completely correct. Let me put it into a more organized way. So cloud computing is nothing. It's a platform, okay, where all computing resources are available onto the third-party data center. And we use this computing resource to create a solution for our business or customer. Got it? When I say computing resources, so computing resources are nothing. The services that you are listing, such as a storage, database, analytics tool. So the services are not limited to only few things, but the services are more than 700 services are available. Got it? Like
Mm.
we have networking, we have all the components of networking, such as load balancers, IP addresses, VPN, gateway, route tables. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Similarly, when it comes to the storage, so we have different kind of a storage, such as blob storage, file storage, queue storage, table storage. When it comes to the computing, we have EC2, which is nothing, a kind of virtual machine which is running where we can host our different applications. Got it? When it comes to the database, we have both self-managed and the cloud-managed database services available with different with different database solutions such as PostgreSQL, MS SQL, PL SQL, MySQL, MongoDB, DynamoDB. Got it?
Yep.
And we have solution related to your identity access manager. And we have solution related to monitoring and logging. We have solution related to the containerization and the Kubernetes. Got it? We have solution related to the ETL, AI, ML, DevOps. Got it?
Mhm.
So basically, why computing become popular? The reason why cloud computing become popular is it doesn't like you have an option, like you have not to go and physically manage your team has not to physically manage the data center. Got it? Whereas data center is completely managed by the cloud service provider, whether it be an AWS, Azure, or GCP. You have to simply focus onto your work. Got it? Like you have to simply focus onto your deployments. Clear?
Yep.
So you can say cloud computing is nothing, is an on-demand delivery of compute power, data storage, database storage application, and IT resources via internet. And it is pay as you go model. You use this service and towards the end of the month you pay for it. Now, what is infrastructure? Other way of calling it, we also refer it as an infrastructure as in software. Because when you are using it, okay, so it seems like you are not interacting with the hardware. Got it? It seems that you are interacting with the software. Got it? Because all these services are available to you in the form of software. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Yep.
So we also refer it as an infrastructure as a software.
Okay.
Okay, so traditional, you must be knowing like we used to have infrastructure as an hardware, where we used to have the data center, which required space, staff, physical security, planning, capital expenditure, operational expenditure. And we have to have a long hardware procurement cycles, require us to provision capacity by guessing theoretical maximum peaks. Got it? Like things were not clear. So since anyone is starting a company, for example, I'm only starting an e-commerce company. Got it? So when I'm setting my data center to host my application and the services, so I would be thinking about the maximum peak time that I will be having to host my all the services. Okay. But to achieve that peak time for me, it might take 5 years. Correct? Correct?
Yep.
For example, if you're launching something, you never know how much time will it take to become a hit. Correct? But
Yes.
you have to manage the complete infrastructure. You have to procure the hardware. So your cost is being, you are investing into it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So this were some of the challenges. But with the cloud computing, it is expandable. Like you can start with a small. And if at any point of time you need to expand it, you can expand it in just few seconds. Got it?
Yep.
That's the reason we call it auto, like it is scalable. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
It is cloud computings are highly available. It has a high availability because if you see your traffic is spiking up, just couple of clicks, you have resized your instance with zero downtime.
Yep.
Now, cloud computing models. So you must be already aware we have what are the three different cloud computing models that we have?
We have integration as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service.
So first one was long. It is not integration as a service. It is infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Right. I mean, like I said, I was a MuleSoft architect, so
Okay.
we call integration platform as a service, but yes, infrastructure as a service.
Okay.
Correct.
So this is infrastructure, platform, and the software as a service. Now talking about what is the differences in a simple layman language, if I have to say, the it's depend upon the characteristic of the services. Okay. Everything has a characteristic. So this depend upon the characteristic of the services. As I have told you, there are large number of services available onto the cloud platform. So it is very difficult to understand what services to be used and what services not to be used. Got it? Clear?
Yep.
So when it comes to the infrastructure as a service, so all the services, okay, where infrastructure is managed by cloud service platform. Got it?
Hmm.
And the software part is managed by the end user. For example, let's take an example of EC2 instance. Got it? So onto the EC2 instance, AWS or any of AWS will say, boss, I will take care of your hardware. Okay? I will take care of your hardware. But
Hmm.
the operating system that you are installing, you are responsible to manage that. Got it? Onto the operating system, if you are installing a .NET, you are responsible for managing that. Got it? If you're running an application onto it, it's your responsibility to manage it. Okay. I will only manage the hardware. Got it? So in case where you need an highly customizable environment, got it? Clear? So we use infrastructure as a service. Generally, infrastructure as a service are used where your infrastructure is very big. Okay. Because infrastructure is a service is the most cheapest one. Got it? Or where you are migrating something on-prem to the cloud, because when you're migrating some of your legacy application, you need a complete control. Got it? Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So we use infrastructure as a service.
Service. Yeah.
Got it? Generally, we use it onto the migration. So when we are migrating into the cloud, because we have seen like you must be on VMware. Now, when we are moving it onto the cloud, so like AWS uses Zen Citrix desktop at the backend. Got it?
Hmm.
Clear?
Yep.
So we need to some update some packages and other stuff. Got it? So we
Yep.
use infrastructure as a service because onto the infrastructure as a service, you have the complete control. Got it? If you would be using platform as a service, now the challenge with platform as a service is you will not have the complete control onto it. Got it?
Hmm.
You will not have a complete control onto it.
So AWS falls under which category?
No, no,
Infrastructure,
no, no, no,
platform, or
no, no. Under AWS, we have different services.
okay.
Like we have AWS. Okay. Now
Hmm.
AWS more than 500 different services. Got it? Clear?
Yep.
And each of these services fall into some category.
Okay. So AWS altogether doesn't fit in one single uh, platform or
So AWS
one
is
single model.
AWS is just like an marketplace, just like your Amazon or Walmart. Got it? So it's selling you all these services.
Yeah.
You have to go and simply buy it.
Yeah.
Got it? For example. So no cloud platform follow under a single service. So it's the combination of the services. Okay, I'll fix this. Meanwhile, I'm just taking you through the Azure. Okay, just to give you a little brief, how does the services look like? So can you see the similar kind of console we have onto the AWS also? So like you must be working, you would be able to relate it. So can you see these are all the different categories of the services that we have? Can you see? Database,
Mm-hmm.
DevOps, hybrid integration, mixed reality, migration, okay,
Yeah.
analytics, compute, containers, correct? If we go
Mm-hmm.
under the compute, so these are the services related to the compute. Got it. Now
Mm-hmm.
over here, if you could see, we have a virtual machine, the most popular one. Okay, so let me show you. So can you see over here? We have serverless microservices, which we call it as a software as a service. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Over here, what happens? Like you will just write a code and you will give it to them. They will run it end to end. Are you getting my point?
Yep.
For example, you're having an application, you will simply give it to them. So they will run it. You have not to do anything. You have to simply tell them that I want this should be the availability of my application. Got it? Over
Mm-hmm.
here, what they will do, they will give you an hardware as well as the software to run the application. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to manage the configuration. And over here, what you have to do, you have to set up complete thing from the scratch. Like only they will give you hardware.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, we go to the DevOps. So same thing is happening over here also. Got it? So it's the combination. If we go to the networking, so over here also it is the same thing. Got it? So some services are self-hosted, self-managed, and some services are cloud managed.
Yep. Got it.
Got it? Got
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yep.
So see, the better understanding you will have from this. Can you see this?
Yep.
So we have on-site IS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
when we were having our own data center, we have to manage everything. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Over here, you can see IaaS. We are managing the service. Service provider is managing your hardware thing. You have to manage operating system, middleware, runtime, data, and application. Got it? With platform as a service, along with the hardware, you have to manage the your service provider will manage the
So
uh,
OS middleware. So is it like when we say in AWS terminology, right? So when we say fully managed service, right? Let's say Redshift fully managed service, right?
yeah,
What
that is
category does
software
it
as a
fall
service.
under? That software as a service.
Yes. You can see it's fully managed. You have to only bring your data on top of the what we call it, Redshift, and you have to use it.
But here it says data also it will manage, right? Service provider
But
manages the data. What does
but you
that
have
mean?
but you have to load your data now.
Okay, so once we load, what will they manage?
They will manage the your high availability, scalability. Got it? The other things like whatever transformation you would have put as the part of the runtime, they will do all your transformations. They will ensure that no error is coming up for the transformation that you have requested. If there is some error, they are going to highlight you for fixing it up. If you are getting wrong feed, which Redshift have to process to save it onto the data warehouse. For example, you are getting a correct feed. All of a sudden, you started getting a wrong feed. Okay, and transformation is not working. So they will give you the error for it.
Okay. So in platform as a service, if the
Yes.
same concept, we have to write the error handling. Is that what you're saying?
No. When you are using platform as a service, over there you have to. So basically, let's take an ETL pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Got it?
Yep.
Let's take an ETL pipeline. So when you are taking an ETL pipeline, so first thing you have to ingest the data, like you have to pull the data from somewhere. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to create a connection. Correct? So
Mm-hmm.
over here you have, if you are using MS SQL. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to create SSIS package, integration service package. You have to code it.
Yep.
Once you have created the integration package and you are pulling the data on S3, which is the storage account, or you can say it as a bronze layer, then you have to do the transformation. Correct? Next step. So you
Mm-hmm.
would be using SSAS package. You have to write everything. Correct? Once you
Mm-hmm.
have done the analysis, then you will use, then you will save it onto the gold layer, which is your data warehouse, and then you will use RS for reporting. Correct? Clear?
Yep.
Now, while you are doing this, okay, so you have to create the connections. Now, when you are creating the connections, correct, you have to whitelist, blacklist your IP addresses. Correct? If
Mm-hmm.
connection is not available, direct connection is not available, you have to write the APIs to pull the data if it is a legacy application.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
But when you are using the Redshift, so Redshift is a service, or you can say a tool which is hosted on AWS. Got it? Now,
Mm-hmm.
over there, if you want to establish a connection, you have to simply use the Redshift. Got it? Are you getting my point? And you have
Mm-hmm.
to just give few clicks to establish the connection. Correct? Now, once you have instructed it that you have to pull the data from there, your work is done. Got it? Now it's headache to pull the data. Now, for example, if you have told them like I want this transformation to be done before saving the data warehouse, so it will do it automatically. You have not to go and write the code. So either it would be a drag and drop, or it would be just checking and checking.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm sorry, like I'm just taking the help of the Azure today. I'll fix that.
Yeah, no problem. And this scenario, whatever we are trying to discuss here, right? Can we have a demo like whenever in
We
the course? Yeah.
we will do the onto the course, but we'll not go very deep into the Redshift and other thing. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Instead of that, we can use like we have the services Fargate, which is for
Uh-huh.
hosting the application. Okay.
Yeah.
That I can show you.
Okay.
So for example, just like a Red Hat, we have a Redshift, we have Data Factory. Okay, can you see this is Azure Data Factory?
Mhm.
So this is software as a service for end-to-end ETL and ELT process. Okay, once we create this, See, other thing, I'll tell you one thing. Okay, you are learning the cloud. Okay, but it's not possible for, like I clear it, it's not possible for anyone to learn it completely. Okay, because we
Mhm.
have more than 500 services. So once you
Yep,
have learned the cloud, like administration of the cloud, then you have to pick up your domain. If you
yep,
have been
got it.
working on integration side, you have to use any of the integrations services. Okay. If you want to get into the data engineering, then you have to pick up that particular stack. If you will try to learn everything, okay, you will left with nowhere.
Yep, got it.
So the services are created. So can you see whenever you create any of these services? So, okay, sorry. So when you create any of these services, it is combination. Okay. At the back end, multiple things are created. Got it?
Hmm.
So can you see this is your console for data factory. Got it? Over here. So this is the your complete data factory studio. So just like ADF with the rate shift also, you will see like you will have everything. Got it? So over here, can you see they are giving you all the services, bulk copy from database to Azure Data Explorer. Okay. Copy, change data from SAP to Fabric Lakehouse. Always insert SAP ODP data with change type to sync bulk copy file from database. So you have to simply, for example, if I want to copy the data from any of the database, okay, I will click over here. Okay. I have to create the linked services are nothing basically. We create the connections. Okay. Can you see? So
Hmm.
these are the different runtime we have. Okay. Now, where is the key? How we want to use it? We have to provide it. For example, it is an URI or system assigned managed identity or user. If we do user assigned managed identity, we have to select the credential. So credentials we generally save it onto the Azure Vault or we can create it from here. Okay. So it will automatically. So you have to just give the instruction. You have not to do anything manually. Or over here, if you want, you can just enter it manually and save all the information.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, I was under an impression that Redshift is more of a database, right? It's not. I mean, ADF. I worked with ADF before, like
yeah, so
for.
it's a database, but it has the complete capability.
So you're saying Redshift can directly connect to source systems?
See, I have not worked onto it, but I guess Redshift has its own. Redshift has that characteristic of connecting to the system directly or
Redshift
getting
is
the
a
data from.
AWS service, right? But
Yeah,
yeah.
it is an AWS service. So see, Redshift is an independent solution. Got it? So for example, if we go to the marketplace, it's not like that you cannot use it over here. If we go to the marketplace, so AWS also has a marketplace. So see what has happened with AWS, that AWS has, since AWS was new to this, okay, so they have probably got everything from third party data center and integrated it onto their platform. Got it? But
Uh-huh.
with Azure, what is happening? Like Microsoft already had too many of their product. Got it?
Mhm.
So what they have did, they have brought all that their product over here. So we
Okay.
Redshift we do not have it onto it. So if we want to use the Redshift, then you have to set up a virtual machine and install on top of it. But
But
I guess
Redshift is an AWS service, right? I mean, that's where I'm confused because Redshift is completely AWS service. So it's not an open open service or something.
so.
Yeah, I was.
Can you see this red hat? This Redshift. Sorry,
Reading.
this is not the one. Okay. So like it might have moved on to the completely onto the AWS because very years back, like when cloud was not popular, I have worked for 3 to 4 months. So at that time, it was the completely independent services. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So generally, what AWS did when AWS was like becoming popular, okay. So it acquired the thing, you know, like instead of developing themselves, they uh, they acquired the thing and probably they brought it onto their platform.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
correctly. Like it now it's completely available onto the AWS only.
Yeah,
Okay, but I
yeah,
guess Redshift also has the capabilities. Like Redshift also have the capabilities to pull the data. Okay,
yeah.
but it can pull the data internally, like from the
Okay,
S3 bucket. Okay, and through the API we can pull the data directly.
okay, got it. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get us steered away from the current,
Yeah, that actually, see, I told you, like cloud is very big.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So I am not mostly onto the data engineering side. I am mostly into the infrastructure management.
yep.
So related to that, sir, I have worked onto the Azure, onto the data engineering side, but onto the AWS, I have only worked as a for the infrastructure provisioning or CI/CD pipeline, all that stuff.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So we were talking about the services, so let's get into that. So when we say like it's an self-managed services, correct?
Hmm.
True. So
Yep,
when we say it's an self-managed services, so there is some characteristic of the self-managed services. Okay. So which is also called software as a service. Okay. Now when we say self-managed services, so that self-service services is not from the customer point of view. It's from the cloud point of view. Are you getting my point?
yep.
Means it's a self-managed services for us because AWS is managing it completely. Got
Mhm.
it?
Yep.
And another catch, and there is a big confusion into this, many things, okay, which could appear to you as an infrastructure as a service, correct?
Mhm.
But for your customer, that might be a software as a service.
Yep.
Now let's
Got
take a
it.
scenario. You're working, you have an application, you're managing it for a Walmart, correct?
Mhm. Mhm.
Now for that, you have used EC2 for provisioning that application, correct?
Mhm.
But your customer has told you, boss, see, I don't want to get into the infrastructure management. I only want 95% of the uptime of my application throughout the month. Got
Mhm.
it? So when
Yep.
your end customer is using the application, he do not want to know what is happening at the background. Correct?
Mhm.
But you as an architect, you are running the entire thing onto the EC2. Got it?
Mhm.
Correct? So when you are running it onto an EC2, that is an infrastructure as a service. Correct?
Yep.
But since the same service Walmart is using, so they are only interacting with the software, they are not getting something into the background of it. So that is software as a service for them.
Mhm.
Did you get my point?
Yep. Yep.
Got it? So this is also depend upon the how the services are placed for the end user. Correct? Now
Mhm.
Netflix is nothing. It is a kind of software as a service for us. Correct? Or
Mhm.
Gmail is what? It's a software as a service.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mhm.
But what is happening at the back end, we don't know.
Yep.
Correct? So it is
Mhm.
also about the placement of the services to the different customer.
Yep. Got it.
Got it?
Mhm.
So this is the IS pass and the SaaS. Clear? So similar
Mhm.
thing is for the Redshift also. So basically, you are not going and setting up the data warehouse solution over there. That is completely set up. You have to only r- bring your data on top of it, and then you can use it.
Yep. Got it.
Got it? Then we have cloud adoption model. So what is cloud adoption model? How you are adopting the cloud to use it. Got it?
Mhm.
So you must have heard about public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid. Have you heard about this term?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. So what it is like if I ask you to explain it?
Yeah, public cloud is something hosted by a cloud provider and is shared uh, with multiple organizations or entities.
Yes. So
There might be a logical difference, I mean, logical separation, but physical infrastructure would be same. Private
correct.
cloud is very specific to your organization, right? And it's completely managed by the provider. Hybrid cloud is again specific to the organization, but managed by the organization itself.
No, no. So public cloud, you're completely 100% correct.
Uh-huh.
Private cloud, you have given only one instance. You are also completely correct. AWS and Azure, you can request. They will give you a dedicated rack, okay,
Mhm.
in the data center to host your services. This is one of the instance. The another instance is your own data center within your office is also a private cloud. Got
Mhm.
it? So data center which you have in your office, that is also a private cloud. Got it?
Okay. Uh-huh.
And hybrid is combination of public plus private. For example, if you have an application, got it? and your front end. Okay, use a front end is running at the public cloud onto the AWS, and your databases, which are the backend, which is running onto your data center, your own data center managed by the company. And both are
Mhm.
interacting with each other to provide the services. So this kind of setup, we call it as a hybrid cloud.
Okay.
Got it?
Mhm.
Did you get my point?
Yep.
So this is the example of hybrid cloud. Or
Okay.
some part of your application is on AWS and the some part of your application is on Azure, and both are connected to each other to deliver the solution. That we also call it as a hybrid cloud.
Got it.
Got it?
Mhm.
Now you can tell me which one is the most matured one, public cloud, private cloud, or hybrid cloud?
I would. It depends, right? So when you say maturity of the cloud, right? So each organization has its own set of requirements,
Or
right?
let's take
And
a general use case.
I would say all are equivalent, right? Because whatever public cloud offers, the same functionality is offered by private cloud, right? And if the same is offered by both, it can be combined with, I mean, what we call as hybrid cloud.
No, no. See, public cloud, when I say maturity, so you will have wide range of services and wide range of support from them. Got
Mhm.
it? And if you're asking them to set up the private cloud for you, so you have to give them the list of services that you would be using it. Got it? Are you getting my point?
Yep.
And in fact, if you're sitting at in your office, then also you would have the limited services. Got it? Because it's not possible for any organization to have all the flavors of different operating system databases, different kind of networking tools to be available onto their data center, because they will not be utilizing it maximum. Like that, there would be no maximum utilization of it. Got it?
Yeah. Mhm.
So public is the most matured one. Got it?
Yep.
Then comes the hybrid, and then the private. Got it? And in the
Mhm.
terms of adoption, which might be the most adopted one across the organization?
So I would still say private cloud.
No, hybrid cloud is the, but see, you are completely right. Now also 80% of the companies are using the private cloud only if we look into big and small. But in terms of the cloud adoption, companies which have adopted the cloud, so they go with the hybrid cloud.
Okay.
Okay. So with most of your client, you will see the some part of it would be onto the on-prem.
Okay.
Got it?
Mhm.
Clear?
Yep.
So we have public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud.
Mhm.
Got it? These are the cloud adoption model. Now I will
Yep.
quickly take you through the. So can you see this is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. More control, less control, medium control.
Okay.
Deployment model, cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and on-premises, which is private cloud. Okay, so can you see traditional spaces with AWS? You have all the services, but over here it's little advanced.
Okay.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So cloud computing is on-demand delivery of IT resources via internet. cloud computing enable you to think and use your infrastructure as in software. There are three cloud service model, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Three deployment model, public cloud, hybrid, and on-premises or the private cloud. Almost anything you can implement with traditional IT can also be implemented with the AWS cloud platform. Now, what is the advantage? So capital data center investment is based on the forecast. Got it? You have to procure everything. Got it? But into the
Mhm.
AWS, you have to use it and pay it onto the monthly basis. Okay? Pay only
Okay.
for the amount that you consume. So it's cheaper.
Okay.
So if based upon the uses, you can scale up your infrastructure. And once your uses are not required, you can scale down. For example, just onto the Black Friday sales. Okay. So you have too many requests, correct? So you
Hmm.
might need to scale up your infrastructure. Got it? And once the sale is over, you do not require, correct? So you can simply
Hmm.
scale down. But if you would have been doing it onto your on-prem setup, so you have to buy the hardware for handling all of them, correct? And once you
Hmm.
have bought it, then you cannot return it back also, correct?
Hmm.
Got my point?
Yep.
Now, the challenge with on-prem infrastructure is like you either overestimate the server or underestimate the capacity. For example, if you are underestimating, then once a point of time, all your CPU would be burning because of too much of load. Another point of time, most of it would be idle. Got
Hmm.
it? With the cloud, you do not have this issue. You need, they are showing like you need an request to buy all the infrastructure and hardware and all that stuff. Got it?
Yep.
And with the cloud platform, you are global, correct?
Hmm.
So these are some of the services that we have. We will see this into the next classes. Now how these services are delivered to us. How these services are delivered to us.
Uh, with the platform to access, I mean, AWS platform, right? That's how I access the services. At least that's what I know.
So where these services are hosted.
Services are hosted in a private cloud, right? A virtual private cloud, VPCs.
No, not virtual private cloud. VPC is I'll come VPC is nothing that is a networking concept. So into the cloud they have given, see, your all these services onto the cloud are something which were available onto the data center. Okay.
Hmm.
But what they have done, they have simply given it a fancy name like VPC means virtual private cloud, but it's a networking. The networking that you manage onto the cloud platform. So basically, all these services are being delivered to you through a data centers. Correct? So AWS is managing multiple data center across the globe. Clear?
Hmm.
Clear? And these
Yep.
data centers are referred as an availability zone. So we have two concepts, region and availability zone. Okay. The location from where you are receiving these services that we call it as a region, you are free to choose your region. Correct?
Hmm.
Clear?
Yep.
Each region has multiple data centers, which are entirely an individual entity. Like one data center will have everything, like it would be self-dependent. It will not be dependent onto the another data center into the same region. Got it? So in case
Hmm.
one is down, the other one is not impacted. Got it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Clear?
Yep.
So this is the concept of region and availability zone. For example, can you see these are the different regions that we have?
Okay.
Got it? And
Mm-hmm.
this all regions are interconnected to three each other through the lease line. So basically, this lease line are managed by third-party service provider. Got it? Clear? And each
Yep.
region has the multiple data center into it, which we call it as an availability zone.
Yep. Got it.
Got it? So while
Mm-hmm.
you are hosting your application, you are free to choose the region. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now there is another catch. All the services are not available into all the regions. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that clear to you?
Yep.
For example, if you're looking for a Red Hat, a Redshift might not be available in Berlin
Yeah.
or
Got
Tokyo.
it.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is how the services are being delivered to us. Clear?
Yep. Got it. Mm-hmm. Got it.
So this was all for the day. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
will see whether I can send you these slides or not. So this is the slide which I'm sending you. Okay. So you just go through it. I'll also send you the notes. So we have not completed the basic yet. Tomorrow we'll have few more topics like how the billing is done, the important one. Okay.
Yep.
And what are the replica replication strategies that are available? How does AWS ensure that our data is safe? How our billings are calculated?
Yep.
Got it? And
Mm-hmm.
then we will try to create the free trial account. And then we will get
Okay.
into the core services.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay then. See you
Thank you.
tomorrow, same time.
Yeah. See you. Thank you.